Okay, before we begin, make sure that you have a pen or pencil and a piece of paper. That's it. Okay, you have it? I'm watching you. If you are here from Dirty Footprint Studio or from HaleyCarla.com and this is your first time, welcome to Being Breath. If you are an experienced being breather, I don't know. And welcome to this blog hop that we are doing as part of 21 Secrets Live. This week's question, I absolutely love. How do you make time for art, even when, especially when, life already seems so busy? I don't know a single person who hasn't faced this at one point in their life. And I'm going to try and keep this video super short. I have added something for you beneath this video, if you can see, that you can download. It's a printout that you can look at when you have time. Post it up. Keep those reminders. So, let me see if I can address this as quickly as possible for you. 3 things that I think that are important when you are thinking about this question, because everything always starts here, and if our perspective is off, then none of the activities that you try and do are going to matter. So number 1, redefine art. Art doesn't have to be something that you hang on the wall. It doesn't have to be something that you sell, even. It doesn't have to be something that gets approval by everyone else. I define art as expression of your experience. Think about that. Whatever your experience might be, whether it's crappy or it's happy, how are you expressing that? How are you expressing that through your body, through paint, through your writing, through singing, through your words, whatever it might be? Take a minute to look at your definition of art. It might not always be what you think it is. Number 2, believe that you need art. You need creative time. It is all about you. No one else can believe this for you. You have to spend the time to understand how important this creativity is to your way, to your wellness, to your wholeness, to your rich experience of life. Number 3, believe that the world needs your art. It's not all about you. The world needs each of us to express what we are experiencing so that we can be whole. If you hold yourself in because of fear or lack of time or whatever it might be, then you deprive the world, you deprive your family, your friends, everyone, me, us, of the richness of your experience. It's important and it's valuable. Practically, once you've examined all of this, or as you're examining all of this, because it's always a practice, 2 general ways that you can make time for your art. Number 1, create around your activities. This means that you segregate your creation. You devote time to art. You realize that it's important. You can put your art on the calendar. I guess you can put your art on the calendar, or you can write in time for art in your calendar. Either way. But make sure that you have time scheduled. Make it important. Make it as important as that dentist appointment for the kids, or that appointment that you have coming up, that meeting that you have coming up. Put it on the calendar. You are more likely to do it if it is something that is scheduled. Keep your supplies easily within reach. I know this is a huge one for me. If I have to do something as horrible as walking downstairs to get my paints or my crayons or whatever my supplies might be, that alone can be enough to stop me from creating. Instead, I jump over to Facebook or turn on the TV, whatever it might be, something mindless. But if I have something right there, it's much easier just to grab it, maybe just color a little bit. Don't wait until you are in the mood. This is so important. So many times we feel as if we have to be ready to create. And I'll tell you what, sometimes my best creations, my best art, my most deepest connection with my creativity happens during those times where I pushed through my discomfort and I said, hey, I'm not in the mood, I'm exhausted, or, I would rather just zone out right now and scroll through Facebook. Instead, I just picked up something and started drawing, or started painting, or even moved, got up and started dancing. A tip for you: if you feel that you aren't in the mood, and you're having a really hard time getting into it, but you're feeling that need to create, try some music. Whatever works for you. If it's upbeat music, if you're feeling like you're moving around, if it's more relaxed, new age, slow music, whatever works. Music a lot of times can help us get into a more creative mindset. Number 2, if creating around your activities still feels a little bit segregated for you, try integrating. Integrating means taking your life and integrating your art, your creative practices into it. My first tip under integrating is to meditate. This might sound weird, but as you can see on the printout, the words of wisdom. Many times our mind is more packed than our schedule. We may feel like we don't have time for art, but actually it's up here that we don't make room for art, for our creativity. Our thoughts are so full of shoulds and should nots and fears that keep us from just creating. Meditating allows us time to at least get in touch with those thoughts, to become aware of them, and slowly as our practice grows, we can start moving along with them, moving through them. Find your environment. This may also seem like an odd one, but the environment has a huge effect on how we create, if we create. Things like decluttering. I know that when I come down to my studio and it's an absolute mess, like you can probably see behind me, I have a hard time getting my mind around all of that stuff. When I'm walking into a cleaner space, even if things are in clean piles, it's easier for me to navigate and to stay on task, or at least allow my mind to open into the space. As without, so within. The cleaner our environments, the cleaner our minds can be. It's a tough one for me, you can see. Display and use art that inspires you. That means hang stuff up on your walls that you love, not that matches the couch. Use art. Use creative, locally made pottery cups, bowls. Use things that put you into a creative mood, into a creative mindset. It's much easier to move into expressing yourself when you have those things around you that inspire you. Create using all of your senses. Have a candle lit around the house, something that perks up your nose each time that you walk past it. Create with your food, with your dinner. Whatever you're cooking, whether it's something that comes from a box or something that you're making from scratch, that is part of your art. Use all of your senses. Indulge in the taste of your food, of your drink. Indulge in the smells, the sounds that are around you. Try putting on music while you're in the house or in the office that you wouldn't otherwise have on. Allow yourself to play with this. And finally, make your life your art. Remember when we talked about redefining art? It doesn't have to be that thing that gets framed and put on the wall, or that sculpture that sits over on the desk. Art can be your life. It is the way that you express what you are experiencing. Whether that's how you talk, whether that's what you wear, whether that's what you doodle during the meeting, or how you listen during the meeting. Your presence, your life can be an expression of how you want to experience this life. You know I was going to throw this in there. Always, 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 always leave space to breathe. That space that we allow ourselves re-energizes us, brings us back in touch with our creative nature that is already there. It allows us time to remember it, to tap back into it. This video I have hopefully kept fairly short. It was definitely not as short as I wanted it to be, but I'm going to leave this video running because what I want you to do is to take that pen and paper or pencil and paper that you have, and for the next 4 minutes, I'm looking down at the time, for the next 4 minutes, I want you to create something. I don't care if you draw a funky cow. I don't care if you write your to-do list in very fancy letters, or perhaps draw a mandala, or perhaps you want to get up and move. Take that pen in between your toes and just draw something on a piece of paper. Whatever it is, now is your time to create. Let the video play. When it ends, you will hear a stop to the music, and you can go about your daily business. But right now, there's no excuse. Before we head off and create, remember to leave a comment below and let me know, how do you make time for your art? Have any of these tips helped? This week, by leaving a comment, you have a chance to win a spot in 21 Secrets Live. Yay! I will keep this drawing open until next Wednesday, and I want to hear your comments. I really do. I want you to have a chance to win, but I'm also excited to connect with you and find out, how do you do it? I have 2 kids, I'm busy, I don't even make time for my art all the time. Let's have a conversation about this. Be sure to visit Connie over at Dirty Footprint Studio and Haley at haleycarla.com to hear their perspectives as well. Leave your comment below. Now, go create. Namaste. At this point, feel free to keep creating or just congratulate yourself. Guess what? You just found time to make art.